Replacing one ingredient for another in a recipe to reduce costs is nothing new. Right? Uh, if we compare products like muesli, for example, we can see that the cheaper ones have more oats and grains than perhaps their more expensive counterparts, containing more expensive fruits and nuts. Right? I remember when I was a kid and the coffee manufacturers were putting chicory in their normal coffee to help control the price of their product for the end consumer in the supermarkets. There was a coffee famine in Brazil in 75, which made coffee so expensive nobody could afford it. Right? Now, they've been putting chicory in coffee for years and years. Camp coffee, for example, has got chicory in it, and it always has done. But the manufacturers back then, they were open about it. We're putting chicory in the coffee now because we reduce the costs so that you can buy it. Right?
Yes.
I've even noticed it here recently with toothpaste, if you can believe that. Where some manufacturers are putting more water in their product to try and keep it competitive. If you put a bit more water in the toothpaste, you're not having to put other ingredients in there to make. And I don't know if you've noticed this, but you put it on the brush, and sometimes it'll start to drip down the bristles of the brush. Never used to do that. Used to always sit on the top, a bit dry, you put it in your mouth. Not so much these days. Why sell expensive ingredients when you can sell the cheap ones? That's what I always say. Right. Anyway, in the UK, it seems that not all is well at the McVitie Ranch with their recipes for their chocolate products. So much so that they've been ordered not to call it chocolate anymore, as there is so little in it. And I say so little in their products, so little chocolate in their products. So what I'm trying to say is cocoa. It's cocoa, the basic ingredient of your chocolate. McVitie's has said that this is a recent phenomenon because of the disastrous cocoa yields recently in Africa. I suspect this has been going on well before that. It's just now they've been caught. Right? Reducing cocoa beans and replacing them with palm oil and shea oil has been happening with, should we say, the low-end chocolate snacks for a long while. I don't know if you can remember this, but I can remember the penny tray at the sweet shop back when I was at school. And they had chocolate products there, but of course they wouldn't really have all that much chocolate in them. They just said it was. And at that time, if it looked like chocolate, smelled like chocolate, then for us youngsters, it was chocolate.
That's it.
So, we'd eat anything back then.
Well, we're still here today, so it didn't hurt us.
So McVities have had to change the lyrics of their club jingle from "If you like a lot of chocolate on your biscuit, join our club." Can't say that anymore. They have to change it to "If you like a lot of biscuit on your break, join our club." Sounds like the marketing team were really burning the midnight oil to come up with that little, gem.
It's almost like a bit of a tongue in cheek. They knew the story broke, and therefore, they're having a bit of a wind up.
No, but I mean they've had to do it because they aren't on the club biscuits. They aren't allowed to call it chocolate because it isn't.
It's very it doesn't meet the criteria. Yes, okay.
The Penguin bar now cannot claim to be covered in chocolate anymore. Kit Kat and their white digestives cannot be called white chocolate because of their ingredients. On the other hand, for some reason, the Milky Bar Kid is still going strong. Milky Bar is made by Nestle.
Yes.
And for some reason, it can be called white chocolate. okay, because of the ingredients.
Yes.
So I suppose what I'm trying to say is that some companies still produce and sell real chocolate because, after all, the lady loves milk tray. Whilst others will try and sell a sheep in wool clothing.
Yeah.
As very rarely, when the prices cool down on raw material, if it's cheaper to do so, they will not revert to the old recipe. And so the slippery slope of quality begins.
Yeah.
Right. So if you go to somewhere like Cacao Show here in Brazil,
Oh yeah, I know that one.
you can
Yes.
tell what chocolate really is.
Yes. You pay for it.
Pay for it, but
Yeah.
if you want real chocolate, then you will pay for it.
Yes. Exactly. Yes. Well, with regards to the toothpaste, I've just remembered they had to take one certain ingredient out of toothpaste. Wasn't that plastic? The little plastic, it had a bit of plastic beads, small microscopic plastic beads that actually helped scrub your teeth, which might explain why it's become a bit watery now. I don't know. Maybe somebody could explain that.
Traditionally, and I don't here in Brazil, I don't think it's changed. The toothpaste, the main ingredient for making the abrasive part on your teeth is chalk.
Yeah.
It's very young limestone.
Yeah.
It's called decarbonated because they've dried it all out and crushed it all down.
Yeah.
Chalk is used in many things like pills and.
Yeah. I remember it being in the when I was last in the UK, them saying this is that they've had to take the plastic out the thing because it affected go to the sea and
Perhaps
have it in the environment. Yeah.
In Europe, there isn't that much supply of chalk. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, needless to say, just have to brush a bit harder. Yeah. That's all I care for doing that. Yeah. Yeah. But it's yeah, but that's one thing. Yeah. I mean, okay. For ages, yeah, we've all been noticing certain changes in our food products. Simply in the UK, even I noticed there was a change in the taste of the chocolate some years ago. I just shrug it off. It's not poisoning me. Yeah, there's a different taste, or I put it down to my age. Actually, I thought, well, maybe I'm getting older. Maybe my taste is changing. But yeah, unfortunately, yes, the costs of everything. I mean, it's weird that we're now progressing in supposedly industrial age more and more with more efficiency, and we're paying more and more for products we want. Which, yeah, okay, the production costs and everything else, companies are having to restructure, economize, find alternative ways to do things. Globalization isn't exactly helping.
When Mars bars back in the day,
Yeah,
the advert on the telly for the Mars bar was it's nougat toffee and thick chocolate on a Mars.
yeah,
Remember that? And then and really the chocolate on top of the Mars bar was really thick.
yeah, some of it, yeah.
But since Mars bars have been with thin coated chocolate on the top, they seem to have lost that little snippet of the advertising.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to get at is that in the old days, if there was a change, like I said with the coffee,
Yeah.
If they had to have a change, then the companies would be forthright.
Yeah.
But recently, with things like the horse meat in the lasagnas and the, don't say anything.
No.
Do make these changes to keep their bottom line going, and don't tell the consumer.
Well, yeah, as somebody said, if horse meat is so cheap, why aren't the supermarkets full of it? Yeah, we don't eat horses in the UK. Yeah, my sister has had horses and things. Yeah, it's like rabbits as well. She has pet rabbits and guinea pigs. So obviously, yeah, it's not really the dumb thing to eat their cousins, but it's yeah, I mean, yeah, I always remember I used to have to sometimes work near McVities plant in Northwest London, near Acton. and the smell from it was pretty horrible, actually. Whenever I tell you what, whenever I see McVities, is it McVities? I'm sure it's McVities. Whenever I see the pack of black biscuits there, I just remember this horrible smell. It's a great way of dieting. 'Cause, yeah, you look at it thinking not today. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I like my McVities, digestives and things, but yeah, the chocolate ones. Yeah, I mean, things are changing. Um, the most obvious one, I believe, in quantity side is Quality Street. I remember when, yeah, when you,
Well,
yeah,
sorry to spoil everything for the Christmas cheer this year,
uh,
but they're all going through shrinkflation again.
mm,
Um, even the orange from Terry's is smaller this year. Is going to be smaller this year by
is
about
it?
8%, 8% smaller.
Oh,
I think he's tempted to call them Terry's chocolate tangerines because they're a bit smaller. They're reducing the weights in the tins of the quality streets and roses and things like that. Again.
they can't reduce it anymore. Yeah, you're just coming up with like, yeah, you need a microscope to see the tin soon. Um, yeah, I mean, it's a, I mean, overall, it's probably not a bad thing because it makes us all healthier and hopefully cut diabetes and things stuff. Um,
Socialist.
hey, oh, come on.
Socialist.
I think we should. I want a government that controls what I eat. Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to be told what to do. Yeah, yes.
Well,
The manufacturers have to take responsibility for what I eat. Yeah, I'm incapable of walking into a supermarket and making a sensible decision. I, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's well, it's always like the cereals as well. They got resting weight or net weight or whatever they call it, the resting weight and all that. And I swear, last time I was in the UK, the Kellogg's had changed quite a lot, and the taste has changed as well with cornflakes. I think the only thing that I remember as being consistent is Weetabix. Um, I don't know why. I mean, yes, you buy a cheaper brand of Weetabix. You're picking stuff out your teeth on that point. Yeah. Yeah, you get what you pay for, and that's obvious. I mean, yes, these companies they have to do a balancing act between going out of business and probably making economies, or putting the price up and going out of business anyway. So it's a difficult balancing act for them. And I mean, to be quite honest, I mean, yeah, we live where we are. I don't like Hershey bars. I'm not a big fan of Hershey bars. Yeah. Um, I've noticed actually that Snicker bars and Kit Kats here in Brazil have gone down in price. Do you notice that?
nobody's nobody's buying them, man, for
Wow.
the price what they were.
Well, yeah. So they've come down. I mean, I don't have them every week. It's a bit of a
Um,
treat. Yeah. Normally around payday. I think I've earned myself a Kit Kat.
if I'm not going to eat chocolate, thinking that I'm eating chocolate, I
Yeah.
prefer the 1.5 kilo cooking chocolate bars,
Yeah.
and I'll break one of those up, and that keeps me going for a week or two.
Yeah. I mean, I've sent you some pictures, and my wife likes making cakes. So yeah, our chocolate binge is when she makes this chocolate cake, and then
Hmm.
it ends in the fridge. And you know, and I try and watch my weight and everything, and I hate it because it's going there, and it's a
With
great.
not an with not a drop of cocoa in the topping, which is why they call it cake topping and not necessarily
Yeah.
chocolate cooking chocolate.
When it's gone to the thing, it must be a psychological effect. So I eat it anyway, and I'm quite happy.